Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Potomac Season 5, Episode 10. We halfway through it, you guys, and the next half look like it's going to be good, too. Yeah, this has been a good season. Anyway, you guys, the review. Let's get to it. All right, you guys, so the show opens with Candace, thinking about the fight, says she's traumatized, says she was shocked, that it all went down the way that it did. She still can't seem to understand what happened for it to all get to this. I know that many of you guys have been in my comments trying to tell me about Candace being in on the plot about, Chris and Monique having the baby, and it might not be Chris's. And listen, I got all that. I got all of that, you guys. At the very beginning of the season, I said that I understood that Monique was irritated with Candace, that she was in on that, or could have possibly been in on that with Giselle and Robin. All right. I said, and will continue to say, that her being mad at Candace is not proportionate, because Candace is the one that shot it down, said, nope, the baby looks just like Chris. So that's one thing. Yeah, Candace didn't, give her a heads up. That's fine. You can be irritated about that. What I don't understand is why Monique is not equally mad with Giselle and Robin. That is what I keep telling you guys. Not the fact that she shouldn't be upset with Candace. If that was her friend, at least you could give me a heads up and let a bitch know what might have been coming. Okay? I just don't understand why she this mad, especially because Candace still hasn't mentioned none of that shit on the show, in the confessionals, nothing, but Giselle continues to do it. So, yeah, Monique might not know about what Giselle is doing, but that is the reason why I keep saying, girl, you too mad at Candace, and you not trying to be mad at Giselle and Robin. So that's what that's about. So you guys have to keep telling me about that part. I got it, okay? We see Monique. She says she's exhausted. The kids wear her out as usual. She's just always, not for lazy moms. Girl, go sit down somewhere. So she was like, can you kids please, don't get up at 6 a.m. trying to get in bed with me and your daddy. Like, I'm tired. I just need a break. Okay, mentally, physically, she was just in that fight. Yeah, she just had a whole lot on her plate. And now this fight, she needs to know what's the next move. She wants to sit down with the girls, sans Candace, and try to get it handled. So she calls Karen and says, well, Karen, since you and I are still good, and, maybe I can have a little thing where me and the girls get together without Candace, just so we can talk it. And, Karen, well, Monique, my house is a safe space, so that would be perfectly fine. So no Candace, and we set. All right. Except that the girls ain't really feeling this shit. All right. They still irritated. Giselle says that she can't be around no bitch that's gonna be fighting like that. She raising strong black girls and this, that, and the other. Wendy says that, she goes on TV every day and she fights for people of color, and, she can't be on a fucking show where the people of color, these black women, is fighting each other. So she ain't feeling it. Robin ain't feeling it. Yeah. So they not really happy about this whole thing. Plus, they all feel like Monique is not one to really admit when she's wrong. So they feel like it's a waste of time as well. At least Robin and Giselle do. But whatever. It's the day that we are going to have this meeting. Karen, okay, in the guise of friendship, she extends an invitation to Candace, excuse me. Hello, Candace. I wanted to let you know, in the spirit of the righting the wrongs, what is happening here. The girls are all coming over to the house today to listen to Monique talk about what happened, and I wanted to extend the invitation because I feel that everybody should know both sides. Candace says, you know what, Karen? I mean, that's very gracious of you, extending that to Monique. I've already talked to the girls, and everybody has agreed that the bitch crazy, and no, I don't want to be around her. Like, I'm done. Okay, I'm actually kind of shocked that you were letting her be in your house. And Karen was like, bitch, I'm grown, and that's my friend, just like you my friend, and I'm gonna do this. So yeah, don't tell me how to handle things in my house. So she shut that shit down. All right, I'm doing what I'm doing, and you either gonna be mad or you gonna accept it. Candace had told Karen that she was on her way to the therapist. You guys remember Dr. Ken, who she had talked to before when she was having issues with her mom. Well, she's on her way right now to speak with Dr. Ken again. So before we get to this conversation that Monique and the girls have, let's talk about this therapy session with Dr. Ken. So as soon as she sits down, she's all just like, can you give me a piece of paper? I'm not going to be able to tissue. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to do this without crying. And so she tells him what happened. And what was interesting was that Candace does admit that she did flick Monique's vest. The shit happened so quickly. I mean, I know I got y'all super sleuthers. Like, no, Roxanne, if you go back and watch real close, ain't nobody got time for all that. Ain't nobody doing that. I don't care that much. But evidently, the cameras had caught that, you know, as Monique was flipping her hair, she actually reached over there and kind of flicked her vest. And when she did that was when Robin or Giselle, whoever fingers it was, also kind of pushed Monique. But it was also, I think they were trying to grab Candace's hand. Okay, so it was like it was getting physical, and that's when all the commotion started. So she does own up to that happening. I didn't know that had happened. But what she's more upset about is that Monique took the shit to social media after it happened, and now she's just being pummeled by Monique's fans, people on the, you know, fans of the show, people that just want to have an opinion, all of that. And that can be a lot for anybody. So yeah, she's just tired, and she just don't know what she did to deserve all of this. He says, okay, well, besides the physical part, like, do you think, like, emotionally, you know, you might be at fault for any of this? Did you contribute to this? And she was like, I just don't feel like anything that I've done has warranted a reaction like this. And I agree. Okay, yes, Monique can be upset about what Candace might have been a part of, but at the end of the day, the shit didn't happen. All right, be mad, don't trust her. But if you're gonna have the same energy for Candace, then it needs to be the same for Giselle and Robin. That lets you know that she is, I don't want to say afraid of them, but like, she's not gonna fight them. All right, she has a different kind of respect for them, even though they've done shit to her, but she's done shit to Giselle, which we'll talk about in the, you know, later on. But that's what I'm trying to say. You know, Candace says, I've approached everybody differently this year than I did before. So she basically worked on herself, tried to make some changes. So all of this, yeah, she might have probably understood it better last season than this season, because she ain't been on that this season. So then Dr. Ken says, okay, so what do you need to happen between you and Monique? And she was like, I mean, I need time, but basically she doesn't have anything. She ain't got shit else to say to Monique. I wouldn't have much to say. It would take a long time for me, if ever, to get past that. Okay. So anyway, that wraps up Candace. Now let's talk about the conversation that Monique has with the girls. I don't want to give it the play-by-play, but what I will say is this. When all the girls get there, before Monique gets there, Monique calls Chris and tells him how she feels like they've already made up their minds, and, you know, she kind of feels like she's walking into some shit. And Chris says, well, look, I know it's, you know, the whole thing is, it's just fucked up all the way around, but, you know, you just go in there, just speak your piece and say what happened. And I know Chris wanted to say you sorry, all right, because you was wilding, but he doesn't say that. He just says, you know, it's just try to be there. Like, he likes Candace, he likes Chris, he hates that all this is even going on. Okay, so that's what Monique is coming into. But when the girls all get there, before she gets there, Giselle shows up with a bodyguard. Just 20 on 10, y'all. Anyway, Karen puts the bodyguard in another room, and so it's just Karen and Giselle and Robin and Wendy. Oh, and Ashley. And Ashley said that she's already spoke to Monique, and, you know, she feels pretty bad about what she did. You know, so she kind of owns that. But the girls point out to Ashley that no, she ain't owning it, because she putting out on social media, okay, asking you shall receive. All right, so she got ahead of the story, put the shit out there in social media. The girls are not happy about that. Like, you was running your mouth trying to make it look worse. It basically was putting a spin on it. Karen was just like, okay, you guys, I need you to tell me, because I am not social media savvy. I don't know what's being said out there. Well, all the girls there have confirmed that they hadn't said anything to anybody. Okay, so it could only have come from Monique. They mad about that, and Wendy particularly mad about the black woman fight. And I said, girl, you didn't know what you was getting onto. I mean, it was always a potential there. You on Real Housewives franchise. This is somewhat what they do. So, I mean, we don't be usually physically fighting, but the fight is always there, and you still look bad when you just continuously fighting as black women. You know, even if it's an argument. So, but anyway, they all take, you know, they all like on the fuck Monique train, except for Ashley. Ashley's like, this is our friend. If she needs help trying to make some changes, then we ought to be there to help her through it. And Karen kind of has taken on that same idea as well. So fine. But I'm telling you, when Monique get there, it's a cool reception. Them girls is not trying to hear it, you know. So Monique comes in and she sits down and she does her whole song and dance about how, you know, she's it's unacceptable what happened, there's no excuse, you know, shouldn't have happened. And, you know, she starts crying, that's not her. You know, she kind of tells them what happened. You know, she don't even remember everything. All she knows is as she was flipping Candace's hair, then next thing she knew was a wine glass hit her in the face, and, you know, then it was off to the races. Okay, but yeah, she shouldn't have did all that, and she feels bad and all of that. So Robin starts off. She said, girl, you almost had me, but you was a motherfucking lie. Okay, that is not how it happened. So honey, did that. Robin was like, yeah, girl, because you talking about wine being on your face. Candace had a glass of white wine. You had red wine on your face. The reason why you had red wine on your face is because of all of the, you know, like the vortex of the people pushing shit and flying everywhere. So ain't nobody hit you in your fucking face with no wine. And if they did, it was just after everybody was moving and shaking at that time. So don't try it. Monique was like, well, I don't really remember everything anyway. That's why I'm here, because like I feel like I blacked out. Okay, I don't know. Candace, I was in the back with the producer, and Candace was out there talking shit, calling me a ghetto ass, hood rat ass bitch and all of that. And it just got her revved up even more. Wendy was just like, yeah, so you blacked out, but then you went outside and tried to continue on with the fight. You the one that initiated contact by flipping her hair. And she was just like, yeah, I did do that. And then Robin says, and you leaked it to the blogs. And she was just like, I did not leak it to the blogs. They were like, bitch, you lying. If you didn't leak it, then somebody in your camp leaked it, because none of us said anything. And next thing you know, you putting up shit like, ask if you and you shall receive. She's like, yep, I sure did. Okay, so now it's getting bad. I forgot to tell you that during this whole time, Giselle pulls out her phone, very petty. You know, it was just like, let me just take notes, because I mean, you know, so Giselle is extremely mad, you know. So so that kind of put Monique on a like, oh, okay, you want to act like you don't never, because Monique was like, we could all do this, we all human and everything. And they sort of like, no, girl, we don't all do this. Okay, you do this, we don't. But anyway, when Giselle starts pulling out her thing about her notes and all of that, it was clear that Giselle never was going to try to forgive her or understand or anything. But this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about before. Giselle has an extra grind extra axe to grind with Monique, because Giselle is still salty about Monique fucking up her relationship with Sherman. So Giselle is on a whole, she 20 on 10 for real, because this is her chance to finally get back. If she couldn't do the whole Chris is not the daddy thing, then this is the next best thing. Okay, let's just really make it seem like, you know, it's just so, I mean, it is bad. I'm not saying that, but you know what I'm saying? Like, Giselle is just really extra. All right, so Monique is now on the defensive. All right, and she's like, yeah, I sure did say that. I sure did, you know, because these girls are from different walks of life. Monique is from the school of, I'm gonna beat your ass, you keep talking shit to me, okay? The rest of the girls are not like that. They feel like they've accomplished, they've grown. They're not trying to fight on the show. They're not trying to do this. This is not what we're trying to do. So then Giselle was like, okay, well, you know, it's her turn to finally go off on Monique. And she's raising black, strong women. And she told them about the fight, and they said don't be around her. And, you know, so now because Monique done showed her ass, she doesn't want to be anywhere around her. Okay, nothing to do with her. I mean, it almost sounded like Giselle was trying to get her put off the fucking show, you know? But I was just like, okay, is that what we doing? So it gets bad, because Giselle has recounted to her all of the shit that Monique has been, where she's almost got into a physical altercation with the girls, you know, so it's bad. Ashley tries to go throw her a bone and say, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's bad that she did that, but I feel like if she's admitted that it was wrong, that she did it, and that she's trying to get help, that we should try to help her through this. So, you know, Monique is just really irritated now because of how Giselle is acting. And Robin was just, so she's all like, okay, you know. And Robin was just like, see, you're being condescending as fuck. And Karen, I don't appreciate the fact that you supposed to be the moderator and you letting her be this way. And Karen was just like, okay, ladies, listen, attention. I just would want to ask you all to lower your voices in my house. This is not about us talking all over one another. And this is what has gotten us here in the first place. So, child, y'all gonna really stress out Karen. But Karen's whole thing is this. Monique, you fucked up. Okay, there's no way around it. You lost control and the shit happened. But Karen is not the type of friend that's going to leave her friend when she's going through. Did I tell you that Giselle said that she didn't want to be a part of all of this? So Giselle gets up and leaves. You know, okay, goodbye. That's what Monique says to her. So she's still trying to defensively sort of apologize, and it's just not coming over well. And I was like, Monique, girl, what they wanted you to say and what you needed to just say to stop all this was like, I was tripping. I was pissed the fuck off. The bitch got too much mouth for me. I shouldn't have did that. I'm sorry. Okay, that's all we had to do instead of all of this back and forth and trying to explain and all of that, because the girls is not trying to hear it. Wendy says, I did talk to you after that. And Wendy said that they had a conversation about, you know, people using their words and, you know, not trying to act out fighting, you know, that you got to be able to say some shit that's going to hurt a person the same way that they hurt you. And, you know, all of this. Like I said, they not from that life. So they not from the streets where, you know, what you say is going to have a consequence. Sometimes it's physical. Okay. So, you know, that's really where the problem is with these two. Like, they just don't get that. And Monique is still from that. But what I thought was very interesting was that Wendy was able to point out that Monique is apologizing, but really she's embarrassed. Okay. They were like, you don't have any remorse. You don't have anything. She was like, you are embarrassed by the fact that you got into a fight on national TV and all that. You are not remorseful, because remorse would mean that you wish that you hadn't done it, or that you wish that it hadn't happened to that person. Okay. But more so, you were just saying, I'm so sorry that I got caught up and, you know, I still would beat her ass if I had to. But yeah, you know, I'm just sorry that I had to put y'all all through it and we was on TV and all of that. So it's not exactly the same. So Wendy and Robin are really not trying to give Monique a break. I think that I would have probably been a little bit more like Robin was. Wendy hasn't been around long enough. I mean, she's just disgusted that she's on this show and this shit is happening. But Robin has been around long enough to know what has gone on with Monique. I feel like Giselle was too crazy. So I just feel like Robin was kind of the one that was in the middle that was making the most sense. So Karen was just like, listen, I am the type of friend that when a friend is going through, you know, I don't leave them. Okay, I soldier up. Karen and Ashley are going to be there for Monique, you know, while she's trying to make whatever changes that she has to make so that this doesn't happen again. So, you know, Karen was like, I got all this damn food. Y'all need to eat it because y'all don't never eat when I ordered this food for everybody. So Monique, Karen, and Ashley go in the kitchen, and Wendy was just like, so what was that? You know, and Robin was just like, yeah, it's just crazy. They don't want to go in there and eat with Monique because Monique still has not apologized. I mean, you know, when they asked her to apologize to Candace, she was like, for what? Like, I don't even feel like I don't feel nothing. Like, I'm still trying to figure out how I feel. And all right, so still not willing to admit that she was wrong. So that's why everybody is still mad, or that's why those two are still mad at Monique. So they're all like, okay, we ain't staying, we about to go. So Robin says bye, Wendy says bye to Karen and Ashley. Okay, they leave. So then it's just Monique and Karen. Karen was just like, well, Monique, this was a positive moment for younger Black women. We can show that we're able to talk it through. Own it and tell them not to do it. And Monique was like, right, you're right. And tell them also don't provoke anybody. And when she goes to hug Karen, you know, they stopped the camera on her face and it was just sort of like, like she's still, after they just sat and went through all of that, she can continue to say, okay, that if you provoke me, I might beat your ass. All right. So that whole conversation that they had, there was nothing solved there. All right, you guys. So anyway, let me get off of here. Yeah, it was definitely a good episode. The next 10 episodes look like they're also going to be good. So yeah, I'm here for it. Definitely Real Housewives of Potomac has given us everything we need. But anyway, you guys, let me get on. Maury is about to come on. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox, the channel Sports Rocks, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars. Bye.